I'd like to begin by telling you what I love about the Cosori electric kettle. The kettle is self-contained and doesn't require any other heat source. The kettle has an automatic shut-off when the water reaches boiling point. The kettle keeps the water warm for a long time. The kettle has an automatic shut-off when the water reaches boiling point. The kettle has measuring marks to know how much water is in the pot. No matter how you lean it, the measuring lines still apply. Did I mention the kettle has an automatic shut-off when the water reaches boiling point? All joking aside, let's unpack this kettle. The kettle comes in a very sturdy box. It's packed very well with a lot of styrofoam. First you have the main unit, and then you have the instruction manual, and you have the little base, and that's all that's in the box. You can see this is a nice, shiny, brand new kettle. It's got the measuring units in both English and metric. Really, the only packing material is the little tag that comes with it. This tag is just explaining how calcium can build up and how to clean your pot to keep the calcium down. Here you have the base. It has a rather short cord, but it's wound up underneath. You can wind it any length you want. And it has a little section for the cord to sit through. Once it's plugged in, all you do is set the pot onto the base. Now we're going to plug it in. You know the old saying, a watched pot never boils? Well, this one does. It's a blast to watch it. I've had my Cosori electric glass kettle for about 4 years now, the black one. My youngest son purchased it for me because I like to heat water the old-fashioned way, by boiling and not in the microwave. Modern electric coffee makers taste too much like plastic, and they take months to break in. Besides, who wants to fill a coffee pot with water and then have to go back and pour it into a plastic reservoir? Not me. Tea kettles you can put on the stove and they're fine, but I tended to walk away and forget them. I often had the whistle break, or I would go outside and sometimes left the house talking to neighbors and forgetting all about the pot being on the stove to boil. Eventually, I would remember that I had a pot on the stove, and I found myself tripping over objects just to get to the kitchen as quickly as I could to see if I burned up another pot beyond repair. Luckily, I never burned my house down. When my Cosori electric glass kettle came, my life changed quite a bit. The accumulated anxiety attacks lessened, and I could put water on to boil and virtually forget about it. Although I would not recommend leaving the pot on throughout the day when leaving the house or leaving it plugged in while you're gone for an extended vacation, the pot has built-in features that minimize danger of heating beyond the boiling point, and that's why I love it. When filled, The Cosori Kettle takes about 8 minutes to come to a full boil. And then, of course, the automatic shutoff turns it off and stops the boiling process. The pot does keep it hot for quite a while, and it has a safety feature so that if there is no water in the bottom, it won't turn on. Or if you try to turn it on, it will turn right back off. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend you leave the pot for days at a time or leave for a whole day. But it's nice to have the peace of mind knowing that there are safety features that will keep you from burning the pot up. So, to break the pot in, all you really need to do is just kind of wipe it down really good with a damp cloth, and then fill it with a little bit of water and some mild soap solution. Wash the inside out, being careful to make sure you don't get the base of it wet where the electronic part meets the base. And then you just clean it out, rinse it. Fill it to the max level and let it boil. You want to sit with it and make sure that after it starts boiling, it switches off. It's not going to switch off right away. It's going to get a pretty good rolling boil. But you want to make sure that the thing is going to shut itself off. And once you're done, you want to throw all that water out. Leave it sit for about 5 minutes, let it cool down, and then pour it out. And then you can refill it and use the water after that. I tend to like to run mine about 3 or 4 times to make sure to get all the plastic smell and any dust that might have gotten into it out before actually using the water. And then you're good to go. You can just start using your kettle and enjoy.